So the first thing I got to do is we're going to have to take this thing out of the stock and then make sure it's unloaded. Chamber is clear. So with this stock, I got this little guard right here. Just gotta give it a little squeeze. I need different pliers for that. So now, pull my trigger assembly out. So put this over here. So the reason I am taking this Archangel stock off is just because it has this extra little thing on the back. I'm not sure what it is. It's a thing. It's just a thing. So now that I got my trigger assembly out, I can just push, remove the stock. Now I want to open this. This won't come all the way out. It's pinned. Pull it to the back. Pull it all the way up. And the spring will push that on out. It's first nice spring day out, so yeah, there's a lot of people outside, including my sneezy neighbor. Now this is the piece that we're replacing, but before I get to this, let's talk about this. You notice my clip came out of my gun real easy, loaded, without the hammer being slid back. And that's because on this piece right here, I took down the ears that slide through the clip on the gun. And the reason I did that is so I could put a clip in and out without trying to hold the hammer back. And yeah, it's a real pain trying to put a new clip in with the hammer slid back. This way I can put a clip in, a loaded clip in, with the hammer forward. And it doesn't hurt the performance of the gun in any way. I'll go over that in another video. I didn't shoot that video doing that, so I'm going to have to see if I can find find one of those pieces, and I'll do it to that piece. Anyways, let's move forward with this scope mounting piece. This is our tri-rail receiver cover. A couple Allen wrenches in there. It just looks badass. So it is the same size. Looks like the right one for our gun. This is going to hold my new red dot sight that I got. It's not a real expensive one, but it's, you know, it's accurate for close range, up to 100 yards. If it ever hits a shan, I don't plan on shooting anybody or anything 100 yards away. So, all right. So, I guess I gotta take those screws out of there. that's why they give you a little allowance. Probably I'm not going to need those in there. Yes, there's instructions in there, but who needs instructions? Just figure this out as we go, right? Right? It's like, who needs a map? Get there when we get there. Right now, I'm just going to remove these 4 little studs. I cannot imagine what I'm going to need them for. But actually, I may need them to change the how it points. It's hard to say. So I guess later on I will need the instructions. It looks like set screws with a locking nut. So gotta always make sure this thing, I kind of wish this thing wasn't pinned like that, but I guess I think people just lose it if it wasn't. Out in the field, you know, back when this was a war weapon in the early 50s, I can imagine that, you know, they try keeping everything as simple as possible for working out in the jungles. Push against that spring, turn that upright. So I think to upright. Oh no, let's see. Is it upright? Yes, turn it upright. So I'm noticing it's not quite getting all the way up here. I got just a little bit of a edge just on this one side that's hanging me up right here. You're done. Okay, you're smoked. So there's some much needed cleanup on this thing. So I finally got the front all fitting in and everything. Got this sliding up there. And, well, pin goes in to a certain point and then stops. So I'm like, what? What's going on here? And pull the pin out here and go here, and it, you know, it's in. It's there. Now the pin in the groove pin is hitting the edges in this groove. Unreal. But so I have 2 choices. Choice number 1, I could take the pin down in this. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to mess with the pin on my gun. So I'm going to take this little tiny file, see if I can't clean up this groove a little bit. Step down to this cheapy little one, just because it's the only thing I got small enough to fit down through this groove. I don't have any files that are small enough to get this groove. This is actually like a little wood trimmer, or wood, I don't know, cheapy one. So I found an even smaller bit that gets right down in there. very small. And I think it's working. Very quickly, mind you. I think it's working. We have success. We have success. Finally. Wasn't going to take it all apart, but since I did, I can show you. So this is the hammer. These here. This is where I took it down. So the clips can be taken in and out, loaded, and with the hammer closed. Like I said, it does not hurt the performance of the gun at all. Alrighty, I'm gonna get everything all cleaned up and oiled and get it back together. So I don't have any black paint right now, so just touched it up with Sharpie. Can't even tell. Shh. Don't tell anybody. Sharpie's the same color. That is pretty cool. Can't really even tell. I mean, you could if you looked for it, knew what to look for. But yeah, it's better than that shiny bare metal staring at somebody in the face. That would definitely have been seen. That. There's that. And there's that silly pin sliding in their way again. Almost put on the wrong tail shaft. That would have not been funny. Wow, that just went right on. Okay, that's how it should have went together an hour and 20 minutes ago. Right. Okay, so now I'll get a little bit of oil on there. So I almost bought the Tabco. I want to talk about this Archangel in here a little bit. I almost bought the Tabco. A buddy of mine bought it for his. And after about a clip, the pistol part of the handle came loose on his. This one here is all one piece. Of course, it does have this little compartment, but it stops about right here. The only problem I had with this compartment is it's not quite big enough to fit the original cleaning kit in there. That was kind of a bummer. But it's okay. Slide the stock in there first. Drop it down. It's got this little lip here you got to catch it on. Something solid to push against. snap that thing right on in there. That one's it's gotta come on this way. Or this one's gotta come all the way out. Oh, I see. So, yeah. I've never mounted one of these type before, so it's a learning experience for me. I think I'm gonna have it on the first notch right here. But so next week, I'm gonna put my front grab handle on here. Just not quite sure. I've got a rail that I'm actually gonna attach through this. This has got a pretty thick base on it up in here. I'm not going to put the cleaning rod through. I'm not going to put the bayonet back on. Matter of fact, I'm going to put leg stands on this. So I'm going to put a piece of rail on here. And so I got me a handle. I got to figure out somehow where on here. See how that clip just snapped right into place. It's awesome. Where I want that to sit. Okay, so as I said, I was going to read the instructions second. Not much to the instructions, but it does tell you right here that you want these to fit all the SKS. So you have to do a little bit of file work on the horns. Imagine that. So I should have probably read that first. That was on me. I could see where it was not fitting. But it doesn't say anything about the pin. The pin was just hard to do because I didn't have the real tiny files to do it. I do have them in here somewhere in the shop, but my shop right now is in huge disarray. So all in all, I think I'm going to give this a B+. It did take a little bit of time, and I was a little critical on it, but if I had read this first, I'd have known, okay, this is coming up, I'm going to have to do this. And they do it so it fits all the SKS, because there are a ton of them out there, several different makes. So yeah, I'm very happy with it now that I got it all done on there and everything. It looks badass. It holds my scope nice. So these right here are just added stability, so your scope doesn't shake around and things like that when you shoot. And it does. It steadies it right up. It's just, you don't put them down real tight. You just snug them up and then you tighten them down the nuts. It says right in there, don't over tighten them. Which, yeah. And, all in all, I think it's a great deal. So just wanted to throw that in there. Have fun shooting. Be safe. Remember, voting keeps our freedoms. Have a great day. God bless.